Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 mini-series Saving Spurs with me, Daniel. It's part 6 today and we are back for the biggest game of the season by far. We're still miles clear in the league despite having a few disappointing results over the season. And today we come up against Manchester United with all to play for in the League Cup semi-final second leg. The reason this one's so crucial is because our objective is not just to get promoted. It is also to try and get into Europe for next season. We win that, we're one game away. So if you're looking forward to finding out if we can do it and how we've been progressing throughout this window, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. It is of course January, we'll have a look at transfers too, but then we're back tomorrow with our Builder Nation from Bangor City. Subscribe down below and turn the notification bell on to stay up to date with that one. And there's links in the eye above to regular live streams featuring Spurs occasionally and much more as well. So today, as we've mentioned before, is all about one game. However, I do want to show you a couple of other things quickly. Starting with a frustrating January transfer window. There's a couple of players who are just potentially starting to force their way out, Ben Davies being one of them, albeit they're only backups. The problem is at the moment, I can't really replace them. We've bought in Harvey Elliott on loan. He's come from Liverpool. He's going to do a job for us as a backup. There's a reason he's the man who's come in. In terms of the month so far, the only players that have gone out are youngsters. Dane Scarlett on loan to Pompey. Callum Casey has gone on a cheap deal to Huddersfield. But Emerson, our backup right back, has also been recalled by Barca. Because apparently we weren't meeting the objectives of playing him as a wing back. Even though we were. In terms of the wing back role, that is. So a little bit disappointing. We've lost Emerson. We've lost ourselves a couple of youngsters. And Harvey Elliott the only one that came in. Now, things were looking good. We'd agreed a deal with Leicester for Kaglasiunchu. He would have been our best centre-half by a long way. He'd agreed a wage deal with us. Then Daniel Levy came along. And we know that he can have a bit of fun if he wants to. So if we go and have a look at the club vision, they want us to sign only English players. And apparently we've devastated them with that. Now, we've signed 5 players. One of them's English. I don't really understand the big fuss, to be honest. One of the others was a loan. Donnarumma's one of the best keepers on the world on a free. You're not going to turn that down regardless. And then another's a backup keeper who at the time was third choice. I really don't get it. There's got to be a little bit of fluidity in those club vision items. It's something we saw early on in our banger save this year. And it's something that really frustrates me in the game is, yes, I understand that you want to prioritise signing English players, but you've got to understand the exception to the rule. We need a cheap third keeper. One of the best goalkeepers in the world is available on a free. We're just loaning in a player to fill a hole for one season because we can't afford the English solution we want. Those sort of things have got to be understood. The only positive that could come is there is a potential investor coming in for a takeover. Problem though, only 1 week of the window left. It will either leave us in an embargo or certainly probably not be done in time. So little disappointment there. On a more positive note this month, despite the players going out and some of the problems, we have become a winning machine again. Now you were with me after we snuck through in the Carabao Cup quarter-final and then got absolutely trounced at Watford. It's been alright since, again, not really convincing. We've won one game by more than 2 goals, but we've got some crucial results in there. We snuck a victory against Millwall, that one just after Christmas. Kane and Lo Celso with their goals. A 2-0 win in the FA Cup third round for a rotated side. We had to gamble a little bit and rest people in the FA Cup, so we had them fit for the United games. Now, it hasn't cost us so far, and we've been fortunate to draw 2 championship teams. If we get a bigger one, that might be an issue ahead of the final. But the 2 there, Sessegnon and Parrott, the youngsters with their goals. Then the biggest one. We won 1-0 at home to United in the first leg of this semi-final. If I go and get the stats up, we weren't good value for it. We clung on for dear life. Donnarumma, game of his life. Dyer headed everything away in the box. And the fullbacks, I set them to more defensive duties just to try and hold us up. I'm not confident, even with that 1-0 win, that we get through in the second leg. And then the FA Cup becomes essential. Certainly be a grandstand finish to the save if we go out of that one. But we did then bounce back with our most convincing championship win of the month so far. A 4-0 against Cardiff, a Son Heung-min hat-trick, and Emerson, his final appearance, ironically recalled after that, a little bit bizarre. A 2-0 win against Rotherham, Ali and Kane with first half goals. A 1-0 win at Bristol City, you know who scored the goal. And then a 2-0 win at home to Swansea in the last round of the Cup. And yes, we got to rotate our full 11 from the start, but this shows how bad it was. 75 minutes, Harry Kane saves the day. Højbjerg and Ali off the bench, the second and third best players on the day as well. So we're certainly not convincing, but we're just about getting across the line. And I've got to say, to be honest, I'll say it truthfully on this series, it's probably one of the most successful I've had on Football Manager in recent years, certainly on camera. I've genuinely hated it at times. I found it so frustrating having players that ignore the tactical instructions. And even when we've managed bigger sides before, we haven't really encountered that. So I've been a little bit underwhelmed by the way we've played, but we've got the results, and I think that's all you can ask for. You look at people who have had success at this level in the past, and generally you've not always been able to play great stuff in the Championship. Having said that, we're miles clear, we're doing brilliantly, and we can't complain at this stage. West Ham struggling to get second off Blackburn, and here we are 13 points clear. We've got to put a little bit of perspective to it. We've also had our 5th round draw for the FA Cup. It's around the time of the Carabao Cup final as well, so it could be one hell of a double header if we get through against United tonight. Not that I'm expecting it, because we've drawn Everton in the FA Cup 5th round. 11th in the Premier League. They've still got basically all the stars they started with. They've also managed to sign a few this year. They have lost a couple. Andre Gomez dropping to the Championship with West Ham. And in the previous season, although not a lot going out, they did bring one in as well. So it could be a very big episode, but we've got to make it that by getting through somehow in this tie. If we look at the other one, Chelsea won up against Brentford. They'll get through no problem. And we've been taken to the Championship screen for our game on Friday, which doesn't matter because it's Stoke Blackpool tonight. And that's irrelevant to us. It's a mid-table clash. Of course, Blackpool playing us on Friday, so hopefully they get a few fatigued. We're a little bit weaker at the back than we have been recently. I've had to choose between Tanganga and Foyth because, of course, Davinson Sanchez is still out. I'm playing Harry Kane with a cold. I'm playing Lucas Moura after injury. I'm playing Ndombele and Matt Doherty on a yellow. I've got no option. So we're a little bit weaker than we'd like to be. We've still got a good squad. We've promoted Dennis Sirkin from the youth teams. He's played at centre-half in a cup tie, covered at right-back in one game, I think. We're just forcing square pegs into round holes at the minute, just trying to get through because we've been restricted from signing the one player that could have prevented all these issues. If we'd managed to sign Kaglas Iuncu, we would have had Tanganga as the backup right-back and centre-half. We would have been fit to go. As it is, though, we've got a big game, and Gianluigi Donnarumma is between the sticks. He needs to be even better than he was in the first leg. Doherty and Reguilon at full-back with Tanganga and Dyer at centre-half. And Ndombele, Højbjerg and Ali in midfield. I'm tempted to go a bit more defensive, you know. Should we take a little gamble here? I don't know if they're both natural in centre midfield. So Dele Alli's not. So what we're going to do, scrap what I've said. Lo Celso and Ndombele and Højbjerg in midfield. And we're going to drop one to a holding midfielder at the start. Moura, Son and Kane the front three. I don't know if Kane will do 90, but he's not missing a game of this magnitude with a cold. I'm sorry. Let's see if we can get the result. It's probably going to take a miracle. 10 changes from the cup game for us. Only Lo Celso who starts. Look at the quality of this United team. They've brought in another international defender, Bentancur in the middle, Siganov, one of my FM legends, and a proper wonder kid on the right-hand side. And they've got quality on the bench if they need it. Just your Marcel Sabitzers and people like that. It's a quality team. Let's get through the dressing room quickly. We're going to tell the lads there's no pressure on them. And this is how we're going to adjust the team. So, which one's the better holding midfielder? And Ndombele can do it. He wants to be a deep line playmaker. Højbjerg, I'd assume, can do it as well. He wants to be a ball winner, maybe. Is he going to get sent off if we do that, though? That's my big question. And Ndombele's a right foot, Lo Celso left. So let's go. Højbjerg holding role. Proper defensive ball winner. We could just put him as defensive mid on defend. We're going to have the fullbacks onto defensive duties rather than supporting wing-backs. We're going to have... And Ndombele can stay in there but on a support duty. And then Lo Celso... In fact, let's switch them round so they're the right order for their footedness. He will be a box-to-box on support. And Ndombele will be a deep line playmaker on support. And I think that's what we're going to go for. We're going to drop to a cautious mentality. We're going to time waste all the time. We're going to slow it down with the keeper. I want to keep the style of play generally aside from that. But that's the way we're going to play. We're not going to push the goalkeeper either. Let's see what we can do on the night. 1-0 we lead on aggregate. But United, a star-studded side. Us, a little bit depleted defensively. And trialling a very defensive tactic. Hopefully, we won't get outclassed again. And we're straight in from the kickoff, which you know is always a great sign. United playing around at the back. Bentancur from Maguire to Pogba. White to Rashford, cutting in from the left. Going to run straight at us and ruin the tactic, is he? No, deflects off Matt Doherty. Donnarumma flies down to his left. Does really well to hold on to it. But already, A threat from United within 30 seconds. And they've got a corner with Bruno Fernandes. Oh, not like that. I don't mind if I lose this game, and I don't mind if we get outclassed. But not a stupid goal from a set piece and an individual error. Header from the corner. I mean, Donnarumma should have held it. Made a few mistakes despite his brilliant first leg. And a rebound's in from Martial. Now we've got work to do. As Højbjerg gets it to Ndombele, to Kane. We need individual magic. That might be it. What a through ball from Harry Kane. And Son continues what, bar 2 or 3 performances, has been an incredibly disappointing year by hitting it straight at De Gea. Højbjerg goes wide to Reguilon though. On a defensive duty, still flying on the overlap. The Celso crosses. It's headed away to Rashford. And he's just running through the whole team. He's beaten the whole midfield with 3 touches. And now he's down the left wing. Beats the fullback into Martial. Good save, Donnarumma. Where is the defence? Where on earth is it? The tactic is being ignored again. Reguilon flying forward on his defensive duty. Højbjerg out of shape. The deep line playmaker sitting in the middle of midfield. I don't get it. But Lucas Moura's countering up the other end from the corner. Can we get that crucial goal? Gets to the byline. It's free in the box. Blocked behind for a goal kick. Really poor final product. And we've shown that throughout this season. We've struggled to put teams away, even at low championship level. As Wan-Bissaka comes forward for United. Cutting in from the right. Again, our midfield basically non-existent. Lo Celso eventually blocks and then Dyer decides to hoof it straight back to them. That's that shorter passing we've been looking for. Kahneman into Bentancur. Lovely switch of play, but Doherty intercepts for Ndombele. Beats his man, comes past halfway. He's pulled up, he's done his hamstring. And now they're going to score from it. Martial in one-on-one. I don't mind if you pull your hamstring and you need to pull up. I completely understand that. Use the other leg, smash the ball out for a throw-in and go down. Do not give it to them in a 3-on-3 situation in the middle of the pitch. They're saying he can play through it. If you're fit enough to play through it, you could have at least kicked it out for a throw. I'm taking him off. It's just cost us the tie with a moment of utter stupidity. I'm going to bring on Harry Winks because it's the only choice really. Or do we go for Bakayoko? We're going to chuck Winks on. I'm so annoyed. I don't mind players going down injured, but that situation, you've directly led to the goal conceded that might put us out here. And all because you couldn't kick it out for a throw first or just pass it 5 yards. Then you're saying you're fit enough to carry on. Doesn't work for me. I'm sorry. 2-0 United. They're going to get through here. We've had no threat. We might have to pop up to standard. Just try and get forward a little bit. But we need a masterclass from Harry Kane or we're out. Son, not really shown anything all year. Lucas isn't fit. It's a tough night. They're telling us to keep it up. But we shouldn't be sort of aspiring for a 2-0 defeat at Manchester United. It's not good enough. The European dream is virtually over. It's not looking great at the moment. Let's see if Harry or one of the other big boys can save the day for Tottenham. Well, 56 minutes on the clock and United have the ball again deep in Tottenham territory. Pogba picks it up 30 yards out to Rashford. Been able to run at people at ease today. He's just turned and run through the whole midfield again. Reguilon nicks in ahead of Siganov and he's played out short to Dyer. Who? How many times do you want to do it, Eric? Just hoof it back to him, why don't you? I'm tempted to take him off. I know we haven't got any fit centre-halves of quality, but I'm tempted to do it. Son has just given the ball away again. Oh, this team makes me so angry. I'm sure it comes across. Never manage the big boys from the start, eh? If you haven't got a reputation, they don't listen. It's not worth it. Siganov to Bentancur, out to Wan-Bissaka, into the box. Martial down for Bruno. And I think VAR might save us, but it should be tie over. It deserves to be. Let's go and make some substitutions. I'm going to take off Eric Dyer because he's been pointless today. One Foyth comes on. Don't care that he's not as good. Lucas Moura's not fit. He'll be replaced by Bergwijn, who's also not fit. We'll take the time wasting off because we need to score. We'll distribute the ball quickly and we'll push up again because we haven't got any choices at the moment. We've got to go out and try and win the game. And I know that means we're probably going to lose this by 4 or 5, but Ndombele's decided that for us by stupidity in the first half. We're going to keep the midfield shape so we don't get caught out too much, but this score could be anything they want. Son, are you going to turn up at some point, mate? I'm going to put you in as a Ram Deuter, just because it's a role I've not tried before. And I'm hoping that he can't do any worse than he is at the moment. VAR rules that one out. It's 2-0 still on the night. 2-1 still on aggregate. And we've still got a brief chance, despite the awful performance so far. Well, we've demanded more in a touchline shout, got absolutely no reaction for it, and we're playing out from the back again. Tanganga finds Kane. Short down for Lo Celso. Oh, 5-yard passes. He had one right, one left that he could have just laid it off to. Tries a suicidal pass into midfield. It's awful. Siganov again. Through ball to Martial. That's how you play a pass. Donnarumma saves the day with that one. He's had a poor game. He was at fault for the first goal, but he's made a couple of very good saves since. As Siganov will take the in-swinging corner. To the front post. Bentancur away. And it's out for a goal kick. Of course, if we lose this one and then we go out the FA Cup, we will have failed this challenge despite getting promotion. And I'll be brutally honest, even after doing it, I probably can't wait to not manage this side again. That's how much they've annoyed me. And you wouldn't think we're 13 points clear at the top, but the way they play, honestly, no tactical cohesion. As Reguilon gets the ball on the left, and even if we've not got the reputation, they've still got a team of wonderful coaches in there. As Harry Kane's headers into De Gea, the first threat we've seen all game. It was a lovely move, but it led to nothing. And unfortunately, United on the counter is just too easy. Martial runs off them again. The simple 1-2. It's back to Wan-Bissaka. Lo Celso nicks it. 5-yard pass, man. 5-yard pass again. Sabitzer and Martial might have been offside. No, it's given. There you go. We expected to lose this tie overall, but the way it's happened, the nature of it. The first goal, a Donnarumma howler. The second goal, Ndombele, the less I say, the better. And the third goal, Lo Celso for the umpteenth time, giving away a 5-yard pass. I'm not sure that we deserve to even just be 3-0 here. Son gets the ball into Højbjerg. Can we at least get a goal for the away fans to cheer? Kane holds it up for Bergwijn. Winks over to Doherty. Gets to the right side of the box. Chance to deliver. There's 4 in the middle. Bergwijn's one of them. Cuts back wide again to Doherty. Someone crossed the ball. Gives it to Winks. No one's delivering. It's infuriating. A minute of passing down the right wing. Then chips it back to Højbjerg. Into Bergwijn. To Doherty. To Kane. Misses an absolute sitter from 6 yards. I'm at a loss. I'm really at a loss. I know we've won most league games, but there has not been any sort of 3 or 4 game spell this season where I felt at any stage this is a Tottenham side playing at their best. There's either complacency, there's lack of tactical awareness, there's players who have got egos bigger than the club. Do you know what I'm almost wishing? And I know we would have had less points in the Championship. I'm almost wishing we'd sold the whole squad for 400 or 500 million and then bought in that young team of English players that the chairman wanted. Had a good 7 or 8 core. Obviously, we could have still bought Donnarumma in. We could have had a couple of the younger players in, Tanganga and the likes, but maybe we would have got a better reaction. I don't know. As it is, we lose comfortably on the light. We didn't deserve anything better than we got. I'm going to tell the lads that I'm not that disappointed because we expect to lose 3-0. And now they're all demotivated again. I don't know what they want. If you tell them you expect more and you expect to win, they all go and hide in their turtle shells. And if you tell them you expected less and you are happy enough with them just putting in the effort, then they slate you as well. Anthony Martial scores the hat-trick. He's had a good season. He scored 10 in 10 in the Premier League. But really, we shouldn't be losing that easily. Blackpool get a big win at Stoke, which doesn't bode well for us on Friday. At least we've got the Championship. We're still going to win that. And Ndombele out for 4 days. I'm tempted to not play him again. Absolutely bizarre. We've got a week to sell him. We could just rejuvenate the whole squad in the next week and come back for the Everton tie with a different side. That's when we're next going to be back, the start of March. The FA Cup is our last and only hope at this point. United are still in, City in, Liverpool, Chelsea as well. I think Arsenal are the only one of the traditional big 6 that have gone out. Leicester and Wolves, who were right up there last year, they've gone as well. But it's going to be a difficult test. If we can get through Everton, if a few of the other big boys can knock each other out, then hopefully we've got an opportunity. But I'm not getting too excited based on that performance. If you did enjoy it though, watching my pain and my misery continue in this save, please do chuck a thumbs up on the video. In the grand scheme of things, it was a decent run to the semi-final, but we didn't deserve to get there and we didn't deserve our result on the night. So no complaints, the FA Cup is where our attention turns now. Hopefully we'll have no disasters in the league in the meantime. If you want to stay up to date and find out, we'll be back next weekend, probably to conclude the series, unless we have a massive FA Cup run too. If you want to find that out, please do subscribe down below and turn that notification bell on. We'll be back tomorrow with Bangor City, where I'm a little bit smilier and happy at recording those ones. So hopefully I'll see you there. In the meantime, you can find the links to the Twitch channel with regular live streams up in the eye above, and the football podcast too for championship predictions every match day. But a big thanks for watching, your continued support as always. It is greatly appreciated. And I'll see you next time for another big one with Tottenham, where hopefully we won't crash out of the FA Cup too.